Hello, and welcome back to Snack Time with Miss B. I hope you're hungry because this week we're making one of my favorite snacks, a grilled cheese sandwich. Make sure you wash your hands before you make your snack. For today's recipe, you will need cheese, any kind you like. It can also be the pre-sliced cheese, 2 slices of bread, butter or margarine, a spatula, and a frying pan. To start, take 2 pieces of bread. You're going to take a knife and spread butter, margarine, on one side of each piece of bread. Spread it evenly and don't use too much. Okay. Next, you need to cut 3 to 4 pieces of cheese. Remember to be careful if you're using a knife. You can always ask a grown-up for help. Cut some thin slices of cheese. This cheese is soft, so it's not cutting very nicely, but it's going to melt, so it doesn't matter what it looks like. Okay, now usually when you assemble a sandwich, the butter goes on the inside, but for a grilled cheese sandwich, you actually want the butter to be on the outside. So make sure that you have the plain side of the bread facing you, and the butter side down towards the plate. You can put your cheese on your piece of bread, so that it covers it. And I only need 3 pieces, but I like cheese, so I'm going to add the 4th piece in. There you go. Cover the bread, and then put the top piece on, and remember the butter needs to be on the outside of this piece too. So cheese on the inside, butter on the outside. Now it's time to cook the sandwich. So let's head to the kitchen. Put the frying pan on the burner. Remember to ask a grown-up for help when you're using the stove. Set it to medium-high. Using a spatula, carefully place your sandwich in the frying pan. Now we have to wait for the cheese to melt and the bottom to turn brown. This usually takes about 5 minutes. After a few minutes of cooking, slide the spatula underneath the sandwich to make sure it doesn't get stuck. After about 5 minutes, you'll notice the butter on top starting to melt, and you might be able to see the cheese inside starting to melt as well. But if you can't see the cheese, that's okay. It's better to check it sooner than later so it doesn't burn. So you can flip your sandwich over, and ours is perfect. If it's not quite brown yet, you can flip it back over and let it cook a little bit longer. Make sure you loosen this one up too so it doesn't stick. The second side cooks a lot faster, so make sure you watch it closely. You might need to loosen it more than once on the second side because your frying pan is a lot hotter. Not quite done. You might need to loosen it more than once on the second side and keep checking it. When you're happy with how toasted it is on the second side, you're done. Remember to turn off the hot stove and take the frying pan off the hot burner. Carefully lift your sandwich out of the frying pan and transfer it to a plate. Now it's time to enjoy your sandwich while it's hot. You can try dipping it in barbecue sauce or ketchup if you'd like. It's also really good with tomato soup. Bon appetit!